Bewazi ukuthi ingxenye yezifo zengqondo phecelezi i-mental health iqala entsheni neminyaka eyi-14, that's 14 years of age, ngokusho kwenhlangano i-World Health Organization. Kanti kuyashaqisa mbukela ukuthi 9% wayo yonke intsha eshona ezweni ibangelwa ukuyibulala ngokusho kwe-South African Depression and Anxiety Group, that's SADAG. Beka nje umfanyana omncane owayibulala eNingizimu Afrika oweneminyaka eyisithupha ubudala nokuthiwa wayilengisa endlini yangasese yesikole ngonyaka ka-2017 esifundazweni saseLimpopo. Njengoba sigubha mbukela inyanga yentsha, we'll look at the family as well as societal issues and the impact they have on youth and adolescents' mental health crisis. Asekubingelele mbukela sikwamukela ohlelweni Asikhulume Let's Talk. Igama lami nginkubongiwe uMakhumalo wakwaZwane. Khumbula ke mbukela ukuthi ungaba ingxenye yalolu hlelo ngokushayela ucingo sizo umbono noma umbuzo wakho inombolo zethu zocingo u-011 7140677 noma 0678. Siyatholakala mbukela emakhasi nethu okuxhumana ku-X @SABC Izindaba, ku-Facebook ikhasi lethu SABC Izindaba. Ukuze kubelula ke mbukeli ungaqala ngo-#Asikhulume, #SABC News bese ke ubhala umbuzo noma umbono wakho. Asikhulume. Mbukeli, ngokusho kwe-National Centre for Child Protection siyanda isibalo sabafundi bamabanga aphezulu abazama ukuyibulala. Ngonyaka odlule nje kuphela abafundi ababili baseLimpopo eMphaphuli High School bayibulala nokwathiwa babenziwa ukufeyila izivivinyo zabo. uJoseph Mayimela oneminyaka engu-20 kubikwa ukuthi wayibulala ngemuva kwezigameko zokuhlukumezeka esikoleni iKhabo Secondary School. Mbukeli, le nkinga angeke sikwazi ukuthi siqhubeke sizibe kanti futhi ayiqali lapha. Ingane mbukeli iyacindezeleka, ikhathazeke ngenxa yezathu ezahlukene, igcine ingaboni indlela yokuphuma kulokhu ngaphandle kokuthatha umphefumulo wayo. Mbukeli, silulisana kanjani nalenkinga ngaphambi kokuba ke samkele ihambeli zethu uRoshni Parbhoo-Seetha, who is SADAG's Project Manager for Education, Sebenzile Landman, who is an occupational therapist, as well as Thato, Sikwane, a youth advocate for mental health. Ake sibheke na umbiko esiwuthulelwe intatheli yalolu hlelo uMusa Mkhaliphi.
Urhulumente waseMzantsi Afrika uthi ngumyinge wepesenti ezili-14 yabantwana abaphila nezifo ezahlukeneyo zengqondo, i-mental health ngokwamakhumsha. Ezi zifo ziquka uxinzelelo, i-anxiety. La manani aphezulu kakhulu xa ethelekiswa namazwe afana neBrazil, iMelika, iJamani kunye neAustralia. Oku kudandalaziswe yikomishoni yezocwangciso kwezolonke. uMichaela Thorns ngomnye wabantwana abaliqela abaphila nesifo sophazamiseko engqondweni esemncinci.
I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 and generalized anxiety. I started feeling depressed when I was around 15 years old. I was having trouble sleeping. I wasn't enjoying things that I usually enjoyed. My appetite was either coming or going, and I was just feeling very hollow and empty inside. And I was scared of leaving home. I was just generally unwell. I was lucky that when I ended up opening up to my mom, I was able to get in with a psychiatrist and a psychologist to improve my mental health in a holistic fashion. Well, both of my parents have been really helpful. I think for them, I didn't open up until suddenly one day I just let it all out, and I think it might have been a bit of a shock to them, but they have, through my psychiatrist and psychologist, been able to educate themselves on my mental health and my mental illness.
Ayinguye wonke umuntu omtsha othi axhaswe ngalendlela lusapho.
Family dynamics do impact. The other thing is whether or not families are openly talking about mental health. You know, young people can only replicate what they see. And if we as adults are not talking about our mental health, not taking care of our mental health, how can we ask them to do the same thing?
Sithethe nolutsha malunga nokuba kutheni abantu abatsha bezibona bephila nezifo zophazamiseka engqondweni baze bangafuni nokufumana uncedo.
Not seeking help, I don't think that is something that we were taught from young, to seek help from mental health or something that we were taught about, you know.
I think that's why a lot of kids are mentally depressed, you know what I mean, because they have no one to confide in basically.
Kodwa ke kukho imiba ethile kwinkqubo efuna ukuqwalaselwa.
Not enough is being done when it comes to implementing policy. Like I said, we have the National Mental Health Policy Framework. It's got everything we need to be doing there, not just from the Department of Health, but across all departments. But implementation is a real issue, and so is funding. We need real, meaningful investment.
Kwiindaba ze-SABC ndingumusa Mod Mkhaliphi.
Mbokeli ake sithi ukudinga idaka banze ngalenkinga sibona ukuthi isombululo siphuma naziphi. We do have Mbokeli Roshni Parbhoo-Seetha, who is SADAG's project manager for education, Sebenzile Landman in studio, who is an occupational therapist, as well as Thato, Sikwane, youth advocate for mental health. Good evening to you all, and thank you so much for your time. Thato, I'm going to start with you. When we speak about the issue of mental health, you know, in some cases people discuss this as a far removed subject.
Yes.
You know this firsthand. Talk to us about that.
First and foremost, depression has been something that I dealt with through primary into high school. It is also something that led to my 3 attempts of suicide. But thankfully, through God's grace, I have failed in those attempts, and I'm able to sit here and talk to you guys, and as well as the listeners watching. But my journey with depression and being suicidal genuinely stemmed from lack of attention and love from people that I loved, whether that is friends, whether that is family, whether that's people that I felt I could depend on emotionally or mentally. And one thing that I can acknowledge was a fault for myself was seeking attention from outside of home. But even in having not received that attention, I was seeking it where I should not have in the first place.
Sebenzile, is this a common, you know, trigger, one would say, to look for love outside and not get it, and then kind of feel a sense of worthlessness?
Yes, we do get cases like that. And that lack of acceptance is a very common thing, because then if you're not getting the love and the attention here, you try and get sick for it somewhere else and you're not getting it. And that whole thing of I'm not accepted then becomes a bigger issue.
Sure. Roshni, one thinks about the fact that, right, when we often speak about mental illness, we attribute it to people who are very advanced in age. We seldom think about young people and what the struggles that they're facing and how this is a problem for them. How are you coping, especially when it comes to the volume of calls you are getting from young people?
So, I mean, at SADAG, Bongiwe, we're getting up to 3,000 calls a day. From people that are struggling with mental health issues, and that it ranges in all ages. And bearing in mind, our call center runs 24/7, 365 days a year. And especially from young people that are calling, that are struggling, you know, like Thato said, to find someone to speak to find someone that that understands them, that is giving them that attention that he said, that is willing to listen. And often our young people just feel so misunderstood, and they just don't know who they can speak to, you know. And unfortunately, you know, when we were preparing for this interview, we were talking about misconceptions. Yeah. And one of the major misconceptions is that it is attention-seeking behavior, and it's not that. Sure. It's just that our youngsters are just struggling to find, who do I trust? Who is that trusted adult that I speak to?
So, Sebenzile, before I move back to Thato, when you listen to that, right, especially when it comes to attention seeking, you know, as parents at times, I know, have raised teenagers and now young adults. And one of the things that you then find yourself doing as a parent is that if maybe they fail one subject and you think they could have done better, you come down hard on them. Yeah. And when you come down hard on them, you're not even understanding some of the background information. What does that do to the children?
It normally makes them feel unloved. It makes them feel worthless. It makes them feel like failures. And then some of them just tend to do other things, like some people just go take substances so that I can deal with my mom, because I know when I come back home, then she's just not, she's going to complain, she's going to shout at me, and you know, all these things is just going to come up. So then they go look for coping mechanisms outside, and most of the times that's when the wrong things come up, because then if I take weed, for example, I'm going to come home, I'm going to be high, she's going to shout, it's going to come in and it's going to go out, and I'm just going to go sleep, and end of the day. Sure. So these are the issues that we then struggle with, because from that it becomes a substance abuse program, And then, yeah.
Thato, for you, what were, I know that you say, you know, feeling unloved, and at the same time you looked for it outside. Were there any other triggers for you, and how did you cope during this time?
Again, like I said, I received most of the attention that I sought at home, at school, and that would most likely lead to me having to be the class clown and stepping outside of who I want to be as a student to who I want to feel as a person. Because like I said, there was no sense of belonging, Kontlu. So now I must come to school, be this funny guy and put on an act so people can love me and give me attention. Luckily, again, like I said, I was grounded in my faith, Limudimo, so I never went into, as she has mentioned, substance abuse. I simply just kept being my funny self, and receiving that love through being humorous is what made me feel as if I belonged. And yeah, that's what got me through it.
So then a quick one for you. Did you feel that when you were the class clown and then you get home and then there are these two Thatos, right,
Yes.
that now that, you know, everybody's dealing with, did your parents understand that?
They weren't aware, actually. It was only until I think I harmed myself at school, and that's when they were made aware that this is what's going on with your son, and I feel like we should pay close attention to him. Because there was a time that I was open with my situation, and I do believe other children can attest to it being a thing of, we have clothed you, we have fed you, why do you have a reason to be depressed? You know, and that's, again, I got the attention I sought from home, Koskolo, because teachers would be attending to me in that regard.
We're going to take a break. You've just educated me, because as a parent, it's something I say. I clothed you. Why are you stressing?
Yeah.
I mean, surely when it comes to, you know, being young, just being young, enjoy being clothed, fed, and all of that. So that's certainly quite educational. Mbuket, siyafunda la, unganyakaza. Mbokele siyabonga ukuthi uhlale ne-Asikhulume. Let's talk. Asithathe uDladla wase-Free State. Dladla, sawubona?
Yebo mthaka.
Siyaphila baba, ungaqhubeka fushane nje?
Kafushane nje mama, ngiyasiza isihloko sokuthi abantu abancane baba nelesi sifo sempilo yengqondo. Kukhona engikubuka ngembotshana encane ngesinye isikhathi mama, kuyenzeka ukuthi singabheki ukuthi uzafike kulesi simo sokuthi ingqondo kube khona akwenzayo okuphambene nempilo yakhe. Singabhekisisi ukuthi kahle kahle ube iphethe kanjani ekusukeni kwakhe ekuncaneni. Ngoba manje sekwaba khona indaba yamalungelo, sekwaba khona indaba yokuthi fanele ingane ingashaywa. Kuyasala amakhumalo lokhu ukuthi ingane fanele ngempela iziphethe kanjani emakhaya, ngoba ikhula nayo into izifike sekutheni impilo yehluleke empilweni. Yona isithatha kuyihenga manje, isithatha ukwenza yonke into engekho emthethweni. Kufuneka nalokho sikubheke emakhumalo, singabuswa izinto, ngeke ubuswe kwazwane umthetho wakwadlaza kodwa wakho ungawulandelanga.
Alright, siyabonga babudladla, siyabonga kakhulu. Umzwile Sebenzile, ubabudladla uthi kukhona kwesinye isikhathi okumele sikubheke ekuthenini mhlambe ingane ayiphethe kahle and ayilalela umthetho kwesinye isikhathi. Ingakho uthola ukuthi ingane mhlambe ayiphili kahle ngokomqondo, kwesinye isikhathi ayishaywa ingane zanamhlanje.
Lokho kuyiqiniso, kodwa sifuna sibheke ukuthi ingane sometimes ayimameli ngenxa yokuthi mhlambe izinto ezenzekala endlini, okanye ingane ayimameli ngokuthi khona izinto ezidobha ngaphandle ibuye iyenze endlini, because into ezenziwa abangane nawe sometimes ubuye ungene kuleyo peer pressure and then you end up doing those things at home. Yes, kunaleyo difference yokuthi sometimes abantwana vele abamameli, which discipline kumele ukuthi yenzeke, but obviously not that corporal punishment. i-discipline e-right, speaking nomntwana ngendlela e-right, but mawuza kuye ngaleyo ndlela yokuthi uyalwa naye uzofuna ukuziprotecta ngendlela yakhe. So I think it goes to a sense yokuthi thina kumele si-educate abazali bethu ne with awarenesses bazokhona uku-understand the differences between umntwana ongalaleli nomntwana onenkinga.
Sure.
And then we can see ukuthi okay umntwana kumephi la.
Roshni, our caller was talking about the fact that some of the children, in fact, for them, it's all about being lawless. It's about wanting to rule themselves. They now are not being, there's no corporal punishment even at home. So now you find that, some of the children basically are a law unto themselves. And I wonder, how do you begin to speak to a parent? Because Sebenzile is saying that teach the parents which child has a problem, which child is actually lawless. How do you begin to deal with that?
It's so difficult for not only parents, but for teachers as well, to distinguish between the children that have a problem and the children that are being lawless. And it's difficult. As parents, we also have to understand, Thato was speaking earlier about, how we say, just be a child and don't worry about the things. Why are you so stressed? And we forget that when we were children, it was very different growing up. And our children are going through something very different now. Growing up as a child in this day and age is very different. And I think we as parents need to educate ourselves on what it is our kids are going through.
Yeah.
And that's a different conversation where we have to learn as parents what they are going through. They are going through something very different compared to what we were growing up with.
Yeah.
And so I completely agree. We have to learn the difference between those that are struggling and those that are being a little bit difficult.
So, Thato, how Shebane, would you find that it was easier for when maybe nakwe utolore mewa how on that how bata bualwena handle as opposed to bow shout, especially because honano honal mutamo chao shebiling or how understanding hore nako hai badula banchika hore I get to become the class clown. I don't even do that. Yeah. I actually go to school depressed. I don't even concentrate.
How do I? For me, I unfortunately did not receive the soft counseling from my parents. It was only afterwards where they saw the effects of them not soft parenting me, as we say now. Took its toll on me through my suicide attempts, which fortunately for my sister, she got to experience, where they sat her down and spoke to her, understanding, why are you feeling this way? Is there something that's going on at school? Is there something happening in Kontlung that's maybe affecting you? And that eventually led to her going for counseling too. And that has been a family ritual that we've adopted for myself and for my brother as well. So just being able to connect emotionally, libatswadi, as a child is all we need to not be in a state of, I want attention, but not from mutswadi.
Sure. When we come back, mbukeli ngizothanda ukuthi sibheke ukuthi thina singabazali sibhekene neyinkinga thina kuqala. Manje siconnecta kanjani, sixhumana kanjani nezingane zethu ezisidingayo ngaso sonke isikhathi. Unganyakaza. Mbukeli sesiphetha nje ake sibheke ukuthi abantu abasha abanayo i-depression, abanawo ama-mental health issues, mbukeli bangathola kanjani usizo. Roshni, very quickly, let me start with you. How would you advise a parent who is going through a hard time themselves, but now they have to be there for their children?
Parents, I think, asking parents to be patient is, I think, often asking a lot, because parents themselves are going through so much. Often, I think parents are going through their own financial struggles, going through their own financial stresses, and then they have to come home to kids who are often also going through something. I think parents play such a critical role in supporting their children's mental health, and, you know, asking them to create that safe space.
Yeah.
It's asking a lot, but at home is where our children need us the most. At home is where we have to create that safe space. And when we come home, we're tired. We have to think about, what are we going to cook? Have we been able to pay school fees?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a lot. It is a lot.
All right.
And often we have to ask parents to, you know, lean on people like the South African Depression and Anxiety Group for help as well.
Sebenzile, what do you say to, you know, particularly society and teachers who are watching abathi bona ayisuka lezingane nje zifuna attention asazi nokuthi uqala lapho ukuthi singayisiza?
Okay, so because we are dealing with the issues, the Department of Health did start the mental health programs in and around a lot of areas in Gauteng to try and work on issues like this. So in the programs, we are doing awarenesses, we are doing screenings, we are doing health educations, home visits, and visits in the clinic. Everything is free of charge because we really want to help the communities. Yeah. And even in the deep rural areas, just to reach everyone and make sure that parents are educated, teachers are educated, kids are educated, and everyone can understand mental illness and stigmas around mental illness and everything like that. Yeah. So through the education, through attending the awarenesses and coming to the appointments that we give them, because that's also the important thing. Yeah. Normally people would say mental illnesses don't exist, we are zenzisa or we are hlanya or whatever. But I think just getting through that, through the awarenesses and everything, then yeah.
Thato, briefly, what do you say to umuntu omusha, a young person who's watching us, who is depressed and attempting to take their lives?
What I would tell myself then is, you're not alone. Your faith is stronger than your distaste for life is. And eventually you will find purpose within yourself where you don't find it in your home, in your friends, in your partner, in your school. It is all within yourself to create your own journey, your own purpose for life.
A very beautiful way to end off. Let me thank you all for your time, and thank you so much for sharing and for really just equipping our listeners and viewers with information. Mbogeli sisifika maphethelweni alolu hlelo. Sibonga kakhulu kuyihambele zethu Roshni Parbhoo-Seetha, who is the SADAG-Project Manager for Education, Sebenzile Landman, who is an occupational therapist, as well as Thato Sikwane, a youth advocate for mental health. Mbogeli uma uphuthelwe uhlelo liyaphinda futhi kusasa ku SABC 1 ngehora lesithathu emini. Mbogeli khumbula futhi sikhona na ku SABC Plus. Ayixabe.